Sometimes you might want to write a function which accepts any number of arguments. Think of something like summing values or collecting messages or building some kind of list. Up to now we've just been creating functions which pass a fixed number of arguments, but in order to do what we've just described there, what you would need is a variadic function. And so with a variadic function, you can pass an unknown number of arguments using an ellipsis as the final argument. So that's what we're going to have a look at in this one with a couple of simple examples. So for this first one, we're just going to use that first example which I described and where we sum a load of numbers. So we don't know how many numbers we're going to have in advance, and so for that we can use a variadic function. So we're going to call this sum, and we'll have a variable called numbers. So we're going to pass a bunch of numbers, and this will be a bunch of integers. And so here is the syntax. We use three dots known as an ellipsis followed by the type. And so what that means is we can pass as many integers to this as we like. So nums will be an unknown number of integers. And so this is going to sum those all together. And so we will just return an integer. Okay, so we're going to start with a total of 0. And then we can loop over the numbers which have been passed in using range. So we can say for, we don't need the index, but we do need the number. Short declaration followed by the range keyword. What are we looping? We are looping over nums. So how and why are we able to do that? Well, the reason is because inside the function nums becomes a slice. So in a variadic function, the parameter with the ellipsis becomes a slice inside the function body. So nums has the type of a slice of integers. And so this is why we're able to range over it like we're doing here. We could also check its length using the length function. We could access elements using indexes. And we could actually pass no numbers at all. And in that scenario, we would have an empty slice. So here, this could be an unknown multiple of numbers, or it could actually be no numbers at all. But let's get back to this. We need to start adding these together now. So to increment or to add back on itself, we'll say total plus equals then n. So that is a current number in the slice of numbers that we are dealing with. Then at the end of this, we just need to return the total. All right, let's go and use it. So we'll sum 1, 2 and 3, we should get 6. We'll sum 10 and 20, we should get 30. And like I say, you don't actually have to pass any values to it if you're using a variadic function. If you're using the ellipsis, you could actually pass no values, in which case we will get a total of 0 because that is the default which we set at the top here. Let's go and print this out. What do we expect to see? 6, 30 and 0, I think. Go run main.go 6, 30, 0. Okay, now something which is important to note is variadic arguments can be passed along with regular arguments, but we need to make sure that the variadic arguments come last. And that should be obvious for the reason why, because we have an unknown number of those. And so if we want to pass other arguments, make sure that they are passed first to the function. Let's have a demo of what I mean by that. So I'm going to close that one up. I'm going to drop a new function in here called greet, and you'll see it has two arguments. The first one, prefix, which is of string type, no ellipsis, so we are just passing one prefix. The next argument is names. Notice we have the ellipsis, so we're saying we can pass any number of names or even 0 names if we wanted to. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to range over those names, and we're going to print the prefix along with the current name in that range. And so like I was saying, very important that the non-variadic argument comes first here, and the variadic arguments must always come last. All right, let's go and use this. So we're going to call it, and we're going to say hello. So that is our first argument. And our first argument is non-variadic, whereas these are the names as represented here, an unknown number of strings. And so here we should see hello Alice, hello Bob, hello John. Let's go and run this. Hello Alice, hello Bob, hello John. Okay, hope you've got a reasonable understanding of that so far. Here's a way to make sure that you understand something. Let's have a challenge. So write a function called multiply all that accepts any number of integers as a variadic parameter, returns a product of all numbers, so that is multiplying the numbers together, returns 1 if no numbers are provided. And then to test this out, call it with a single number, call it with several numbers, call it with no numbers, and just print the results using go run main.go. Pretty sure you can do this. Pause me now and give that a go. Okay, a little bit more to this one, so let's just work through this step by step. So first of all, what if we don't actually have any numbers? What if no numbers has been passed? Well, how do we check for that? Well, one way we can check for that is we can check the length of nums, and if it is 0, then what we want to do is just return 1 for that. And so here, that's what we're doing. We're checking is the length of nums, because remember, nums is now a slice inside this function. If that is 0, then the rule said that we should just return 1. Otherwise, what we will do is we will start a result variable with a value of 1, and we're going to range over nums. And then what we're going to do is we are going to multiply the result by n. And so this is similar to what we did when we were incrementing the value using a plus equals, except instead of incrementing the value each time, we're actually doing a multiplication. Finally, at the end of here, we just want to return the result. Okay, let's go and use this. We said we were going to call it with one number, with multiple numbers, and with no numbers. So by passing 5, that should just be 1 times 5, value of 5. And then the way it'll work will be 1 times 2, which is 2, multiplied by 3, which is 6, multiplied by 4, which is 24. And then for multiply all, can you remember how this works if we pass none? Well, we actually check the length of nums. If the length of nums is 0, we've not passed any numbers, we're just going to return a value of 1. So we should see 1 here. So 5, 24, and 1. Let's go and test my maths. Okay, 5, 24, and 1. Okay, so that was variadic functions. Very useful for stuff that we looked at, such as summing values, multiplying values, things like generating lists or preparing messages, which are slightly different with each pass. Hope you've enjoyed this one. Make sure you subscribed if you want YouTube to show you more Go Bytes. And if you want to join the mailing list, or if you want details of where you can see these lessons in text format, everything's down in the description. I'll see you in the next one.